So on November 15th, I did a video about Will's journey that he captured on YouTube. He basically talked about going through the process of doing his memoir, and that's definitely something that you guys should be listening to on Audible. That was a great listen because it was very full of actions. You could hear his voice and you could feel his emotion. But shout out to my big sis for getting me the book for the visuals. So back to Will. Basically, he talked about his journey and what he was going on with needing to lose weight, how unhappy he was about that, as well as doing his memoir. So, of course, there was a lot of stress and strain trying to lose the weight and doing his memoir. He himself decided he wanted to quit. The weight loss and filming was just too much on him. Unfortunately, Will's father was a very dominating and abusive, controlling man, so he gave him emotional issues very early on in his life. He was abusive to his mother, and his mom decided that she would divorce him and leave. Unfortunately, Will always had problems with dealing with his dad because he was so dominating. That was the military in him, unfortunately. In the book, he talked about his position that he felt with his brothers and sisters and how he had to be the one to be the, not fixer, but the one to put everything in perspective. So when dad comes home, everything is pleasant and happy and it's going to be a good day. So when the August situation came up and the entitlement red table talk situation came up, they were already pretty much talking about how this is going to be handled in the public eye because that's just how they are. And basically, Will probably said, this is how I'm going to address this because, again, in his mind, he's going to fix how it should be displayed to us, the public. So because in his mind, he can always fix the situation, they basically already accepted we will always have each other. It may not be great. It may not even be really good, but we're not going anywhere. So they had already agreed. I can remember one time when they appeared on Oprah many years ago. And she talked about if there was ever a situation that happened with the family, they would never leave one another. She would live on one side she would have a wing and he would have a wing on the other side of the house. That was old information. I mean, that was back in the old Oprah days. So for me, I think their marriage is built on organized chaos and they've just adapted to it.
Moral to the story, it's just a crazy position to be in. Of course, Denzel told him that. I'm not sure what it has to do anything with. I mean, because we don't know what he's dealing with, but we do know that he's had a lot on his plate and he's dealing with being with her, not being with her. I don't know. We don't know. They're in the public eye all the time, telling real personal stuff, but some stuff I guess you want to keep to yourself. I don't really understand the whole point of the matter. So I just think it comes down to a point where either you're honest with yourself or you're not. And I just think he's having a rough time being honest with what's going on. But again, that's none of our business. But I mean, they are sharing a lot, especially when he was going through stuff. He was real easy about sharing that, but I don't know. We can all assume and not really know, not really have a clue. One thing for sure, people are going to look at him differently. People are going to, I mean, unfortunately, we're all judgy. And because he is in the public eye and he is a celebrity and he's been so open about his personal business. I mean, he did a book. He got real personal. So, what point in your career do you feel that it makes sense to be secretive, quiet, and not want to, and just want to keep stuff to yourself when you've been so open about everything else? I mean, I don't know. I was so confused. It wasn't even funny, even if it was a prank. Then I was confused that he was triggered and reacted, whatever. But you say you care, you know, you're protective. But then, are you protective of your own, of yourself? Are you protective of your own business? Not just the females in your life, yourself.
So it started snowing. I got in. I just wanted to go and get me some lunch, but yes, I did get my lunch. So I'm not about to give the whole it in a nutshell of his book, but basically wanted to just merely say he's dealing and always has dealt with a lot. So I'm not exactly, none of us are exactly sure unless you actually know what that was all about. We can all speculate and assume all day long. Um, I just think he's always going to be dealing with something, and whether that was staged or not, bad move all the way around. Bad move. So I still love Will. I just think he's just extremely emotional person, and yeah, check out my video about it right here.